Before we start off this video, we like to express our thoughts to everybody affected in Palestine and throughout all of Gaza as well. Of course, it is unfair for what is going on with the world, but as part of Petok and just as moral human beings, we like to express that we stand with Palestine.
Walaupun kita daripada negara berbeza, tapi rumpun kita tetap sama dan kita tetap saudara. Jadi kalian tidak seorang. Walaupun perik getih itu korang yang rasa, tapi korang tak pernah seorang.
We will always keep Palestine in our prayers as always. Okay. Now on to the video.
Betul kau makan tu kau kopok tu. Aku tengok kau dah lain dulu.
Lain macam ni.
Kau sebelum masuk tempat baru tu, kau tak macam ni tu.
Apa, pegang Pringles kat tangan macam ni?
Bukan. Dia aku rasa culture shock tu.
Culture shock tu apa ni? Kau cerita sikit.
Culture shock. Kejutan budaya, culture shock.
Yelah, tapi macam
Kau dah lain.
okay. Culture shock ni maksud kau macam apa yang dia boleh affect? Ini apa, perangai aku punya cara pakai ke apa?
Lifestyle, cara kau bercakap, cara kau bawa diri, macam lain lah.
Lain lah.
Lain tu. Aku rasa macam kena tu.
Tak kena.
Sikit lah.
Tak ada, sejak aku masuk tempat baru lah kan. I mean, tempat baru aku tu okay, first of all, honestly macam there's not really a lot of people like me. You get me?
Kau ingat kau one of a kind lah.
I'm not saying I'm one of a kind lah.
sense,
Tak lah. No, but I mean like, how you say like, not a lot of people, at least from what I've known, tak banyak that share the sort of interest and also I guess personality like me, right? And of course, actually but now when I think about culture shock, right, maybe I am a bit, but because it's like when you go into a new place or a new environment, you realize how you're sort of like, I guess, a bit alone. And I think that's what I kind of felt like when I first stepped into my new university. And of course, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to, just duduk bilik, pergi makan, pergi kelas, and then, repeat the same process all over again. So, kind of just trying to fit into that society.
Tapi yes, macam culture shock ni memang effect dia kau kena ubah diri kau. Like, are you actually sedar yang kau culture shock?
Honestly, tak. I don't think you ever realize it until you kind of remove yourself from that society.
Or kalau orang bagi tahu kau lah.
Kadang orang bukan cakap direct, ataupun kadang kau just sedar sendiri. Macam kau contoh macam, okay, contohlah macam tempat lama aku lah kan. I'll admit kat situ memang aku freaking goddamn culture shock lah kat situ. I mean, I've never met this kind of people with this kind of personality where like, they have like this girl boss or manipulative or maybe even gaslighting personality. Kat sekolah macam dulu kita orang kat sekolah, kita orang tak adalah macam tu kan. Because like, aku at like time rehat ke, time dalam kelas, it's always just me, you and another group of friends of ours, right? And it's just like, we are allowed to be ourselves. Especially how since we grew up together, right? We just allow ourselves to be ourselves and like we don't give a fuck if we like did this, did that. But I guess if it's too bad, we would of course tell each other. But when I went into my old university, nobody's like that.
So, memang macam kau rasa orang lain pun lebih kurang sama lah.
I think everybody in their life at least once or maybe twice or even a lot of times will experience that kind of culture shock.
Tapi memang kena
episode.
kena waktu masuk universiti je ke? Sebab memang masalah nak fit in dengan dekat orang kat sana. Lagi pula kalau kau belajar jauh, lepas tu kau tak ada kawan lain untuk lepak, so kau just macam kena suap je, apa orang nak buat kau kena ikut je. Macam happy tu.
Bukan swap lah. It's kind of like for example yourself, right? You split yourself into two, and you look at yourself, you look at the other person, and you're like, alright, maybe I should, try to learn from them about their lifestyle, about what they do and all that, and try to, I wouldn't say fit in, okay, but maybe culture shock would. Do you mean fit in? You force yourself to fit in, and try to, because you wanna be around people. I think that's a very human thing, where you want to be around people in that environment, regardless if like they're actually bad influences or not. So you try to be, not say exactly try to be like them, but try to fit in the best way possible. And that also means maybe you sacrifice all whatever you stood for and your morals from back then. But it doesn't have to be in university. I think workplaces, new countries, or even just basically anything that anywhere that you've never been at, you feel that culture shock. At least you won't feel at the start.
Tapi macam cara kau cerita apa semua, pengalaman kau lah, lepas tu kau cakap pasal kemungkinan itu, kemungkinan ini kan. Macam memang culture shock ni dia memang akan pergi ke arah negatif Memang macam tak ada benda yang baik
Tak juga. Macam, at first aku fikir agak culture shock tu teruk sebenarnya. Macam fikir macam, apa ni, kau ni culture shock sial. Kau tiba buat, kau dulu tak buat benda ni, sekarang kau buat benda ni. Macam, kau ni memang tak boleh bawa diri ke apa ke? Kau ni memang cepat terdaya ke apa? Tapi actually, part of it is true. But it actually teaches you to learn yourself more. And learn about like, okay, macam before this, masa aku, when I did kind of experience like when I was in my old place lah kan, I was culture shock. I started doing things that macam not people don't dare to do, or my previous self wouldn't dare to do. But like then when I remove myself from that environment, from that society, I actually learned myself more. I learned that like how my previous self before I was culture shock, how I was. And then I wouldn't say I'll try, but more like then I'll try to learn from my culture shocking experience and to improve myself better lah. Even though like maybe I've did very bad things that maybe even people cannot forgive me for, but it's not really about changing yourself so that you can get the people to forgive you or maybe to accept you. It's just part of the process of learning yourself, improving yourself for yourself really.
Okay.
So it's not entirely a bad thing, but it has its good. Everything bad always has its good really.
Tapi macam culture shock ni memang kau nak kena belajar macam asal kau masuk benda tu negatif apa semua, and then kau baru belajar daripada benda tu, baru dia nak jadi macam okey. Tak ada ke orang macam culture shock macam tiba-tiba masuk masjid macam, ui, apa benda ni? Ada kipas lah ni kan. Tak ada macam culture shock tu benda-benda baik lah. Macam tiba-tiba kau tak pernah menderma Bakar so kau letak RM1 kan, macam uish baik siap. Tu culture shock ke? Boleh kira? Atau memang ada terms lain ke? Aku tak faham sangat.
Macam adalah juga. It kinda, when you are overwhelmed by it, yeah, you could say that's culture shock. Like for example, in your life kau tak pernah kena compliment lah kata kan. Banyak hidup kau asyik kena entang. Orang asyik macam, kau ni bodoh lah, kau ni memang sial lah.
Atas skema, pakai spek, gelap, panjang.
Babi. Itu memang babi.
Contoh. No hard feeling.
Tapi macam then suddenly kau masuk environment tu semua macam, kau ni handsome tu weh. Yo, actually I kinda like you lah, semua and all that right. sometimes when you live your life before this, you never had that. Then when you enter this environment, then suddenly you're overwhelmed by it. It can be a bit culture shocking because then you start to like maybe some people maybe they'll try to either I guess improve themselves more just so that they can get more praise. Some people will maybe like continue being themselves because they know they get praise. Then there is no improvement. Sometimes culture shock is like that cycle of
Life.
it's part of a cycle of life, but it's kind of like a circle. It's kind of like a zone where you're receiving something that you pretty much deserve for, but at the same time like you don't know what to do with it. Am I supposed to reciprocate? Am I supposed to keep just being myself and no improvement at all? What am I supposed to do? But when you didn't know what to do, then it just leads to both good and bad events really.
Sedih kat tu.
It's kind
Kau
of
macam
sad.
Uish, kau boleh katakan kau jadi orang lain lah
It can be.
untuk fit in kan. And then uish, memang tak ada ke tu dalam hidup orang yang dia tak culture shock. Sebab aku rasa macam everyone yang masuk new environment, masuk tempat baru, jumpa orang baru, sebab kita tak tahu macam mana orang nak terima kita kan. So kita try untuk jadi orang lain atau ikut cara orang tu. And then somehow tiba-tiba kita terbawa-bawa. Kita jadi bukan dia kita, kita tak sedar. Lepas tu dia sedih tu bila macam tiba-tiba orang tegur kau, kau dah lain tu, kau dulu tak macam ni tu semua kan. Dengan tone yang sedih, tone yang macam disappointed tu macam apa hal Syal, aku tak buat apa-apa ni. Bila tiba-tiba kau dah berubah balik atau kau dah sedar macam oh shit, aku dah jauh daripada aku yang dulu, aku dah jauh daripada aku punya kawan-kawan, aku dah jauh dengan aku punya tukar. Sedih tu. I mean, kira macam ya lah. Lagi pula kalau background kau maybe kau tak banyak kawan. Atau tak payah cakap macam sebab kita masuk tempat baru kita tak kenal orang tak kenal kita. Maybe waktu kau kat sekolah dulu kau tak ada kawan, kau tak banyak kawan. So kau macam kau nak fikir something, aku ni tempat baru, aku nak pastikan hidup aku tak macam waktu aku sekolah dulu, tak macam waktu aku sekolah rendah dulu. So aku akan buat apa-apa je untuk orang borak dengan aku, untuk orang cakap dengan aku.
That's sort of
Itu.
like what a mentality of what you go through in a culture shock actually, yeah.
Tu setan tu. Tapi ya lah, benda ya kita pun bukan maksum kan. Kita akan sesat juga kan.
I mean, I wouldn't, okay, to say it happens to everybody, I guess to not complicate the answer, it happens to everybody. But it's kind of, some people are the wise people or the mature people or those who, it really depends on how you grow up really, how you grow up in life before the events of that culture shock happening in your life. Like you said lah, maybe from the start.
Punya apa?
Astaghfirullahaladzim. But like maybe like you know, it depends how you grow up. It grew up like maybe in your family, with your friends at school and all that. Sometimes if it's not healthy, it can lead to culture shock. But
So everyone akan ada hadap culture shock dia punya itulah kan.
in their own way.
Moment lah, phase kan.
Yeah.
Aku rasa aku dah berubah ke?
Tak. I mean, adalah juga. I mean,
Sorry.
I realise you.
Makin baik makin buruk.
It's borderline.
Sorry.
Tapi I don't know. Try kau cerita sikit.
Tapi aku harap tu kalau macam one day culture shock kan, tiba-tiba Pak Haji mana datang, nak awak pandai mengaji tak? Wah, don't know what you talking man, teach me please mana tahu kau jumpa aku lah. So, macam lepas kau cerita seram ke? Tapi tengok balik hidup aku pun lagi seram daripada tu kan.
It's funny
Macam,
because dulu pun kau pernah ada rambut hijau and that time aku pun kira macam
tu culture shock ke? Aku macam nak fit in dengan ya, aku nak fit in kan. Macam dia nak jadi
Yeah, exactly,
something
yeah.
new kan. Fuck.
But actually like masa kau, you know, when you start, you know, playing with your
Letak sikit gambar lama rambut hijau tu kan.
InsyaAllah kalau ada lah.
Time tu nak macam Yoni Boy. So Yoni Boy tukar rambut colour rambut. Mungkin sebab aku lah, dia macam bagi siapa siap tak gemuk ni suka colour kan.
Yeah, but like macam, okay, do you think like anything in your life so far has ever kind of made you aware that I was kind of culture shock?
Kadang lah macam aku rasa bila aku bawa diri aku dekat orang aku tak kenal, tak rapat, semua aku just macam, aku tak cuba jadi macam orang tu, tapi aku cuba jadi neutral. So aku macam cuba untuk tak judgemental apa semua, tapi sudahnya orang tu dah balik ke apa, bodoh si Mamat, bodoh si Aminah tu. Lepas tu ya, the moment yang aku rasa aku culture shock bila macam bayangkan kau tengah borak benda-benda bangang ni apa semua, pam, tiba-tiba kau buka topik agama, kau boleh cerita panjang gila apa semua. Aku terus fikir macam mana lepas dah habis borak ke apa kan, sejak bila aku hafal bodoh benda-benda ni, sejak bila aku tahu sejak benda-benda ni, kira-kira culture shock ke. So aku rasa aku pun affected juga lah, macam terikut-ikut budak zaman sekarang ke apa, sampai aku macam, aku rasa maybe aku yang asal tu maybe memang mendalami sikit lah agama, tak ada perfect kan. Tapi itu lah, certain moment yang membuatkan aku rasa macam
Of course like nak ke macam tiba kau boleh ingat benda pasal agama kan. Of course there was some sort of event yang buat kau tiba macam, I gotta know this for sure, right? It wouldn't just come instantly in your mind lah.
Yeah.
Agama kan.
Macam ya, kita solat pun masih di rumah ambing kan. So tiba-tiba bila kau tengah, katakan kau balik apa semua, kau lepak lama-lama bagai kau belum solat, lepas tu lagi 30 minit kemudian tiba kau buka topik agama, and kau pula yang paling rancak pula borak tu kan.
Sampai the most alim in the group pun dah macam, what the fuck man.
Dia kadang tu aku keluar daripada lepas lepak ke apa dua je, macam mana aku tahu pasal ni siap, ataupun
Aku dah tahu tu.
bangga tu dah macam riak tadi. Tapi senang cerita bagi kau, culture shock ni benda yang positif ke negatif?
I think in the end, everything will always lead to positive, no matter it's culture shock or traumatic events. Because like, I notice normally macam we have semester breaks, right? I remember that one time aku balik daripada semester break, and I met up with my group of friends lah kan. Met up. Hang out lah. Okay, hang out with my group of friends.
Macam lain.
Lain lah.
Okay.
Ada aku lah. Aku buat rancak gila lah. Aku cerita lah. Aku buat ni, aku buat tu. This happened in my life and all that. And I just look at the faces of my friends kan. Diorang pun macam, what the fuck you did that man? What the fuck? It's not like macam they're proud or they're disappointed. They just shocked that you have the capability of doing that. And that's what their face look at me lah.
Yang kau dengar macam tu reaction kau waktu kau dengar, ataupun itu reaction dia orang waktu dia orang cerita?
Reaction dia orang bila dia orang dengar cerita aku. And like macam, and then like now like, you know, my life like from my old place too, I wouldn't say I have anyone from there. I mean I do, but at the same time I'm not. I don't know, it's kind of complicated to explain that part, but I wouldn't go into detail. But actually
Sebab kita pun siapa tu kan dengar cerita kita lama-lama.
Nak cerita lama pun macam tak ada guna juga. Nak explain pun macam kita bukan ni baik sangat atau kita teruk sangat juga. But when it brings positive, I mean, like for me especially, after I remove myself from that society, I hang out with my old friends again, friends from high school, and it really, I mean, maybe the negative part is like you can't have them back. You can't have the people that left you back again. Maybe they will, but not only in the time that is promised. But it made me feel more grateful. Sebab aku rasa syukur lah ada. Because even when I start to explain about what happened in my life, my friends, my real friends, my brothers, you, and also my other group of friends, like, you guys made me more grateful, and I've learned a lot of myself, made me realize of what I shouldn't do, what I shouldn't do, and just, you know, what should I do to grow after this? Should I also, like, remember when you said just now, like, macam swap orang tu macam just to fit in with these people and I mean like yeah, there's kind of like a culture shock kind of mentality, but at the same time it just leads you to people pleasing, and I've been in that phase before, and I mean since then like I've learned how to, it's not about pleasing people.
Saya cerita macam kadang tu orang letak kita dekat satu tempat yang teruk untuk, dan bagi hati kita berbolak-balik untuk alami benda-benda tu supaya nanti kita boleh belajar. Dan seboleh-bolehnya nanti satu hari kita akan cuba elakkan orang lain lalu jalan tu. So kadang untuk buat baik kita kena teruk dulu tu.
Yeah, I mean that's part of being human, isn't it? We cannot always be perfect, cannot always be positive. And I think like I had this thought in my brain once. I mean, trying to motivate myself basically. I said to myself, life is just a battery, man. The battery has a positive and negative. If you just have positive and you have no negative, then that's not life. You can't charge anything. You need to be negative, or you need to have negative experiences to make life balance, to charge your life really.
So kau ever ready ke Energizer? Kau mesti DIY. IKEA apa dia jual bateri tu?
IKEA juga kan. Aku rasa aku punya yang kau beli kat Shopee tu kan. RM5 punya.
Memang pakai macam meletup tu. Tapi apa-apa pun macam ya, kau pernah, kau rasa face culture shock kau dah habis ke belum?
Kind of just feeling the after effect actually. So, you know, of course, especially when it's a horrible ending at the end of it, you're gonna feel the long after effects. You're gonna face depression, you're gonna face anxiety. I don't know, it depends on the person really, but for my case, like I go through a lot of like mental instability, but of course through that instability I found stability. Of course, I wouldn't say I'm stable right now. I wouldn't say that I'm doing the best. My culture shock phase is over. No, I wouldn't say that. But I'm kind of like trying to force that back. Feel the after effects, feel the grief, feel the loss. But at the same time, you know, I'm gonna fall, but I'm gonna get out after that.
Tapi apa pun aku happy lah. Kau belajar daripada kau punya pengalaman and all like, and tak adalah kau berubah tu teruk sangat. Okey lah.
Okay lagi kan?
And selagi tak okey lah.
Alhamdulillah tak ada lagi.
Kau
Okay, tak ada langsung. InsyaAllah.
so macam korang kan, apa yang kalau korang pernah tersedar ke apa yang korang rasa macam aku dulu bodoh tu, aku pergi buat itu, aku pergi buat ini kan. Korang boleh share juga pengalaman korang kan. So rasa tu je lah dan
I mean, you all can talk about your culture shock experiences. I mean, everybody probably have a story to tell.
yang diorang tak berani nak cakap dekat member-member, dekat family,
Or just to talk in public like we did. Maybe just drop it in the comments. You know, we love to read it actually.